Yeah, well, look, he's been under pressure almost since day one, hasn't he? What do you make, Ben, of Jim Ratcliffe saying that Ruben Amorim needs 3 years to prove he's a great coach?
I worry if I was a Man United fan, I'd be a little bit worried about that, because a club like Manchester United it's always about progression. You've got to be seen to be progressing, and as it stands at the minute, they are not progressing. 10th in the league at the minute. It's just the lack of consistency. Obviously, they've won the game against Sunderland now before the international break, but they've got some tough games coming up. Liverpool on Sunday. It's that consistency that they need to find. If they can start to do the 3, 4, 5 games winning in a row, then they can really shoot up the table. But as it stands at the minute, it's so hit and miss. It's win one, lose one, draw one. I don't know if you've seen, there's that guy on Instagram that's refusing to get his hair cut until Man United win 5 games in a row. It could be a few years. It really could. At least 3 years, like Sir Jim Ratcliffe says.
What do you make as a goalkeeper? What do you make of his habit, his obsession almost, of changing defenders, particularly central defenders, normally around the 65th minute, something like that? Yeah. It's always Maguire off and Euro on, or Euro off and Maguire on.
Yeah. You need a solid base as a football team to really get consistency. You need a solid spine to a football team, and that starts with the goalkeeper, your 2 centre-back, central midfielders, maybe a big man up front, something like that. But you need a solid spine, and when you're constantly chopping and changing, not only the centre-backs but the goalkeepers as well, it just sets you up for failure. Like, I agree with you. If you're changing defenders, centre-backs at 60 minutes, you can't change your centre-back at 60 minutes. You need them to play the whole of 90 minutes. It's fine if you're 2-3-0 up at that point. You can bring somebody on. I understand it. But other than that, Man United don't have that luxury. They're always in games up until the 90th minute where they're fighting, or they're trying to hold on to a lead, or get back into the game. I don't like even just the formation, the 3-5-2. It's such a predictable 3-5-2 as well. You look at the likes of a Crystal Palace, and they can do certain things with the 3-5-2. They can hit you on a counter attack. They can play long ball. They can play nice intricate passing. But Man United is just too predictable, and I think it makes it too easy for the opposition.
I mean, let's move on to the goalkeepers, because they brought in Senny Lammens. He's 23. I mean, how big an ask is it for somebody who's used to playing in front of crowds of 11, 12,000 at Royal Antwerp?
Yeah, first and foremost, he played on Sunday against Sunderland. He looked really good. He had a fantastic game. As far as first games go for Man United, you need to get off to a good start, and it was a great performance from him on the front foot, coming and taking some nice crosses into the box, a couple nice saves as well, looked comfortable with the ball at his feet. So it's a fantastic start for him. The acid test is going to come in the games like Sunday. Yeah. Liverpool at Anfield. I think Liverpool have lost 1 in 90-odd games or something at Anfield. So you know he's going to be under a lot of pressure. So there's going to be a lot of scrutiny going into the game, a lot of eyes on him, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But I think in general, to play for Manchester United, especially as a goalkeeper, it's the hardest position in world football. I really do think that. You need somebody with a bit of aura about themselves. An Emi Martinez or a Gigi Donnarumma, I think, would have been a perfect fit this summer.
Were you shocked that they didn't sign Martinez?
Really shocked.
When it looked like they were certain to?
Really shocked, Jeff. I really was. I thought it was an absolute no-brainer. An absolute no-brainer. Even Gigi Donnarumma, I thought it's a no-brainer. Just get it done. You need that guy. And then once you've got him, you might have to pay over the odds for him. You might have to pay a heavy wage for them. But that position's settled. Yeah? It's absolutely settled. And they didn't do it, and I think it could become a situation where it might just rumble on for a few years now. Like I say, I'm willing to give Lammens a chance, because he got off to a fantastic start on last week against Sunderland, but it's a big ask. It's a big ask for a guy that's coming from the Belgian league to then step up and be Man United's first choice goal.
Massive. I mean, he's only 23. What about Andre Onana? Do you think that... Yeah, of course he made some mistakes, but ultimately, was he a bit of a scapegoat?
No, I think when you make the amount of mistakes that he made, then it's inevitable that eventually you're going to get turfed out. It's just the way that it goes. For me, he's probably just a little bit too hectic as a goalkeeper, and none of it is calm and composed. And in big moments, there were saves that he was making that just looked a little bit too erratic. It's like he would panic in them moments and times, and they're the moments where you need real calmness under pressure, where the ball is coming at you at 80 miles per hour, and you've got to soften your wrist, you've got to soften your fingers, you've got to bring it down all nice and calmly, and he didn't have that ability. I thought he let probably the pressure just get to him a little bit too much.
Yeah. I mean, pressure's always a thing for at Manchester United. You know, I think you made United debut away at Derby.
Yeah, away at Derby.
Yeah, and I looked at the team: Ronaldo, Rooney, Scholes, Vidic, Giggs. It sounds scary to me.
Talk about a spine of a team. Yeah. Oh my gosh, honestly, that for me it was the best introduction to being a footballer ever. When you're playing with these lads in front of you, you know you can just give it to them and they will just go and do it. It's always a case of give the ball to the better players, and there was always a better player in front of you somewhere. It was phenomenal to watch. But I've made no bones about being honest about my time at Man United. I couldn't deal with that pressure, but I at least understand it now. And when I was there, I learned so much. Even though it didn't go well for me and I made a lot of mistakes when I was playing, I was surrounded with some really good people. Edwin van der Sar was there at that time, and honestly, what a lovely, lovely man. Just took me under his wing, really taught me a lot about not only being a footballer, but just being a bloke as well, being a man. And so I took that with me into the rest of my football career, into the rest of my life, and I learned from it. And I really, really do cherish those moments I had at Man United.
I mean, as a goalkeeper, is it tougher playing in front of the Old Trafford supporters, or is it tougher being away at somewhere like Anfield? Doesn't it matter?
It's different. It's different because when you're playing in front of your home crowd, you want to do well for your home crowd. There's that expectation, especially when I was a Man United. Even some of the teams that I've played for down the road, you know, Birmingham, West Brom, Watford, you have that expectation where you want to do well for your supporters. You want to put on a show. You want to show that you're working hard and it matters and you care. When you go away, you have so many fans. And as a goalkeeper, honestly, I can hear everything, Jeff. I can hear the guy in the front row, row 3, row 5, the things that they say. You can hear it all. And some of it's funny, some of it's banter, but you've just got to sort of let it wash over. So you almost turn it into a, right, I'm going to show you then, mate. So I see sometimes, like even Emi Martinez, I see him turn around and giving fans a bit. I don't mind it. I really don't. I don't mind it. I think fair play. You've been taking that for 90 minutes. Give it a go.
Oh, look, Emi Martinez has got a bit of attitude, hasn't he?
He's so good. Very, very good.
Brilliant.